Hi, how are you? Um, Today I wanted to talk about something that I know a lot of people deal with brain injury, with just loss in general, and that's trying to find who you are. That loss of status, that loss of job, that loss of who you were before your accident, before your illness. How do you cope? For me, I got right into doing therapy because that was part of my job. I encouraged people. I did that being a social worker. But the years have passed, and I've lost a lot of people because that's what happens. You find out who the people are who are really in your life, and how many people are there because of a job, or because of popularity, or whatever the situation is. But you learn who really is your friend. And you can lose things, like I lost a marriage. I gained, well, I lost a lot of friends because you're mutual, but I gained. I mean, my kids, because of infertility, I ended up doing in vitro. So, I mean, there are good things within the bad. But it took me a long time to get into a positive space because, number one, the brain is stunned. It's parts of it does not work, and it's trying to regain that. But it's looking at you and finding you and seeing your worth and seeing that, oh yeah, this life that you had, accomplishing what you were accomplishing, that's fantastic. And maybe that space is where you want to be back at. But it's very hard to turn those pages when life happens. And we all understand life happens. Sometimes devastating and sometimes not. But the whole challenge of life is what you do with the circumstances you have when they're negative. What do you do? How do you survive? Part of the videos I've done on here is finding you. That's the first step. Who are you now? After all is said and done, yes, you may feel broken. You may feel you have nothing. But do you really have nothing? Or is it that you missed that person in the past? In brain injury, we say we're a brand new creation after our injury. Okay, well, why aren't we living as a new creation? Because yes, we may have personality that is inside us, that is a part of us. Sure. But you gain other things. I believe that God really does put an imprint of something new, something better. And we have to learn from things that are negative to bring positive. We have to find who we are, how we survive now compared to in the past. Maybe you're not so self-sufficient. Okay, well, what can you do? And list those positives. Maybe before you were in this job that you loved, well, can you do, maybe you can't do the same job. I know I can't do the same job. But what can you do? And what are the steps to get more independent, to find you, to even find what the heck happened to your brain, what parts got damaged, to find, okay, well, can I regain? Can I find that function again? Can I find something in the middle between who I was and who I am now? Can I ever work? Okay, if I can't work, can I advocate for something I know? Finding a purpose. If we sit there and we look at everything we lost and the depression and the sadness because we lost this, we lost that, and you live in the past, you don't see the gift we have, and it is a gift living. If you're in pain, there's a reason for the pain. Something's going on in your body that's causing pain. I learned that when I found out about my autoimmune. And I don't have the pain I used to have. But see, it's reaching out from where you are and finding what the heck is going on, because modern doctors do not talk about these little things. Treating symptoms compared to looking at the whole person. But you start with your injury. Where's your injury? What's the function of your injury? What part did you lose? And can you gain it back? Are there things you can do to stimulate those parts? But do you even know what parts are broken? What parts are affected by your injury? Because honestly, and I've seen this in me, I have a brain injury that bleeds, and I have brain injuries that is a concussion. There is a difference. Concussions seem to be coming back more when you stimulate those parts compared to bleeds. And it's finding, okay, what parts of me don't work? Okay, so what parts of me do? And can I get them to compensate? Because you can get your mind to, in some ways, compensate for the parts that are damaged. But yes, once you have a brain injury, you're still going to have a brain injury. That doesn't go away. It just, how can you rework things to be able to put the puzzle pieces together? To be able to be someone whole. Well, it starts with, number one, accepting you for you. Okay, you're a new creation, right? Well, accept you. And who are you now? If you're negative, well, get rid of the negative. Because nobody wants to be around negative. And you can't look in the mirror unless you're accepting who you are and letting go of all that crap and looking at now. So you need to live in the now. You know, Oprah always says, live in the moment, live in now. Well, but there's truth in that. You live in now. Then what do we do? Well, what can I do and what can I do? And if you can't figure that out, then write it out. Okay, I can't do I can't express myself as well talking and writing. It's gotten better though, but yeah, I've done a lot of extra therapy beyond what the doctors have done to try to stimulate something more. Speech. I practiced speech more. I had a vocal cord that was paralyzed. I practiced until that vocal cord became unparalyzed. Physical therapy, yeah, they get the program, and I asked an extra step to start walking because my hips weren't aligned, and they became aligned again. The things you can do to over and beyond what you have. Cognitive, I'm back to cognitive. I just finished cognitive again. Almost every year. But it's only when you can find there's an extra problem where you're not progressing. So a lot of people with brain injuries do not even think about going to therapy. Oh, it's been this long, I can't. Yes, you can go. You can go back. You can start again. You can keep going. You can see what you can regain, because time wakes up your brain. So see what you can compensate. See what you can capture back. And then see what you can do. Well, can you talk to people better than you used to talk? Can you encourage people better than you can encourage? Can you go to a neighbor's house who you see who is just closed off and talk to them and be of use? Because maybe there's something you can give to the other person that they don't have. And teach somebody something that you know. There are things we can reach for and do that we don't even realize we can do until we try. No, I don't know if I'll ever be able to go to a job and work because unfortunately I had the stress factor in between because of my limbic system having the brain injury as one of the four main areas that had the bleeds. So stress for me is no good. And I found after doing the driver retraining for 2 weeks and traveling up north and doing that, it took a lot out of me. And I see that after that and how tired I was, that's going to be a hardship to try to do something consistently. Doing these videos, it's not an hour, it's not 2 hours, it's small blocks of times that I don't have to expend so much energy. But it's from the heart. So it comes out a little more naturally. That's why I don't do these long videos. I don't have enough to talk about a subject. And I want you guys to stay focused and listen and understand that we're all in this together in some way. Maybe we don't have the same injury. Maybe if we did, it wouldn't come out the same way. I may have not, I don't have the disease maybe you have. I don't have the life that you have. Your life is your unique life, and you're a unique person. But it's finding your purpose. You can't lose your purpose. God has you here for a reason. You survived. That's huge. And you can function enough to look at me on YouTube. You function enough to be able to be on Facebook, possibly, or social media in some way, and read things, and even be able to write things. And maybe it's not 100%. Okay. So the people who care about you aren't going to care if it's 100%. And the people who pick things apart, again, they have something going on with them that they have to throw it out at you. Just like when we were kids. Because you can always find that base again, that reason things happen. There's no rhyme or reason why an accident, why a disease happens, except sometimes with diseases it happens from our stomach lining, our gut reacting to what we're eating. Okay, that's disease. But brain injury, there's more and more information coming out that yes, sports, a fall that you might even not even realize that you have a brain injury, but that's the causal factor of negativity, of anger, of depression. But assessing what your life is, assessing what you're taking, assessing the medications, assessing the food you're eating, all these things can actually have an impact on who you are now. Especially medications, because we don't know what's in them half the time. And even antidepressants can cause more depression and anxiety. But it's reaching beyond. It's looking at you, seeing what the heck is going on, and saying maybe there's something I missed. Maybe there's more of a purpose than I ever thought I could possibly have. I could possibly give. I could possibly do. Maybe. So it's something to look at, to try to look at you. How much time does a disabled person have who's at home? Usually people get, no offense to people, but I used to stare at a wall because I didn't have that brain function. Okay. And I didn't have a lot of people reaching out to me because sometimes people don't understand that or know. And if you don't tell them, how do they know what you're dealing with? And, a lot of people do cover up the bad things to show the good things. I'm not going to cover it up. I have bad days, I have good days. I have more good days than bad days now. But yeah, I've been there. But you can do more for you. You can write a journal and get out of that funk. And then look at it and see what the heck the funk is. Express yourself. Put it down. You know, so many people throw it out into cyberspace and they'll get rid of the reaction. And if you don't like the reaction, bam, it hits on you more. Maybe I am like this. Maybe I am a horrible person. Maybe I am not functioning well when other people can see you differently than what you are. Because I used to listen to that. I used to believe that negative talk. I can't. There's too much I want to do. Can I do it? Maybe not the same way I want to do it. Doesn't mean I can't accomplish something. But it's something. What? I have no idea. So I'm making these videos to give other people maybe a chance to get out of that funk. You know, realize that, yes, you have a new birthday. You are a new creation. We can't help what happened, but we can help how we perceive it, and we can help what our future is going to be based on changing that voice in our head, changing our story, and making it into a beautiful, poetic story. Maybe you're lonely. Okay. I'm lonely too. But that time can come too when you least expect it. It's just one step at a time, being patient, because your brain was stunned. And maybe even your brain had a bleed, which is even more of a stunning. And you have to recapture by trying to get all those other parts to compensate. Either way, it takes time. Mine still is healing. It takes years. Not months, not days, years. And I have an autoimmune. Undoing that is another factor. Finding every single little piece that makes up what the heck's going on with you. That's time. So take the time for you for once. Not for everybody else. Not just sit there saying, what can I do? Try to do it. Even like I said, write a journal. And actually look at the crap that you're writing. And really look at it. Why am I so negative? Why do I feel this way? Why? And you could figure it out. Maybe it's from the past. Maybe, and then get rid of that. And like I said, I have another video on here that says how to get rid of the past. How to do that. How to keep going. How to start over. But it starts with you looking at you and seeing where you are now. And seeing what you can change. Because we can't change every single thing. I can't change my past. I can't change how things happened. I can only move forward from here. And it's scary. I'm not happy all the time. And I wish things would move faster, but it doesn't. I can't force things to happen when they're not happening. So it's one step at a time, seeing what you can do, seeing what you can accomplish, seeing what the circumstances are, and seeing if you can either outreach or you could change things yourself. Because, you know, there are more people out there that are willing to help than what you may think. It's a matter of finding the right people to talk to. The organizations, Brain Injury Fund, Brain Injury Alliance in every single state. And if you don't have the insurance, you can reach out to the Brain Injury Fund for brain injuries of any kind, anything that deals with the brain. Brain Injury Alliance. If you don't have brain injuries and you have a disease, you can look up any disease and get a support. National support, Facebook support. There's so many ways. But it's a matter of finding what the heck's going on and what can I do. It starts with you and liking you and accepting you and then ripping yourself apart, putting yourself together like a beautiful puzzle. But it's your story. So don't let it end bad. Don't let it be full of anger. Try to find what the beauty of it is, the fact that you survived. Doesn't matter what you are experiencing, is you've survived right now.